Hello everyone, Krydania here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. So, in our last episode, we got lots of good cleanup work done. The Zen Garden is much more peaceful now without Ash being all over the place. Ash is managed, the mischief is managed, and we also now are using a lot more electricity because of electric miners. So that's all nice, fine and dandy. We also, I'm still seeing weird frame rate stuff when I drag the map around. It's specifically dragging the map. Sometimes it feels like there's a hitch in the frame rate. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, my point is what? I just distracted myself. I did make one change to mod settings, which is I increased the radius of lamps. Again, somebody made this beautiful mod called Brighter Lamps, and vanilla is set to 40. It defaults to 70 for brighter lamps, and I changed it to 100. So now we will need even fewer lamps to light the base. I don't really care that much if that's cheating because I need more lamps, whatever. I just like having more light around the base, so I did that. And then I also just want to remind everyone that on the Krydania Discord, the save file, which has all of the mods that, even the changes that I've made recently, you know, I just downloaded the new version of the cursor enhancements to go with the new version of the, what's it called? The Picker Extended Reborn and all that. So now everything is on the mod portal. You don't have to go to any Google Drives or anything. And now that is all on the Krydania Discord. You go to the Factorio channel, and in the pins, there is the save file. Basically, I made a version of the save that's at the very beginning, like literally 2 seconds after the game started. And you can download that file, and then you hit sync mod settings and mods, and it will basically give you the exact experience that I have now from minute 1. So it's not historically accurate because in episode 1, right, I had slightly different settings of certain things, but now you're playing with the most updated version of what I have. I also want to point out that we are accumulating brains and meat, which I can use for caravans. So caravans are going to be a useful thing for me, and I think I want to actually start moving towards that. Not maybe in this episode, but like I'm gonna put it on my list. Make caravans. Also, what did you see that? There was, I hit Shift C. Oh, I think Shift C, hold on. I think Shift C is a problem. Yes. Picker extent, cut, chest, contents. Oh, you can cut and paste chests? Now that's interesting. That's really handy. Wow. Then you don't have to play logistics bot and empty your inventory and move things piece by piece. That's kind of handy. But we're not going to do that right now. Anyway, make caravans is now on the list. I don't want it to be on the top of the list, though. I'm going to move that down. And I want to work on these 4 things are kind of the things I want to work on right now. So moving them all, we want to automate Duralumin. That should probably come after these 2. Automating titanium, copper, let's do copper processing. That feels very doable. So let me pin this. We need to craft all the buildings, so I need 5 jaw crushers. 1, 2, 3, 4 more of those. Let me grab some steam engines for crafting porpoises. And then we need 9 automated screeners. Dear goodness, that's a lot. Oh, and they cost 60 steel a piece. Yeah, this is why we didn't do this yet. 50 small parts and 20 circuits. I actually have enough circuits already, but let me grab some more. I am a bit concerned about how many circuits I'm spending, but we'll be okay. Alright, and then I need to grab more steel, which we emptied out our steel bucket. That's scary. That's really scary. We've probably accumulated a whole new full box of steel, though, I assume. Maybe. Maybe not. Oops. Yeah, I actually don't like that. Is that a setting for cursor enhancements? Automatic ghost cursor. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that off. I don't actually like that right now. It's bothered me more than it's helped me. That's not to say that that will always be the case, but at least for now I want to turn it off because it just gets annoying when I place a car, and that's the only time it's even come into play for me so far. And then I need more small parts. Whoa! Oh, that was close. Some quick thinking. Alright, so then I want to grab small parts. I should. What? Still can't make. Are you kidding me? What am I missing? Iron? 9 times 60. Yeah, probably. Jeez. Wow. I just made 11. Whoops. Hold on. There we go. I don't want extra random automated screeners in my inventory right now, so we're not wanting to make any extras. Okay, here we go. We're doing a thing. We're making copper way more efficient, and, you know, side bonus, we're getting free stone out of it, which is awesome. What's also crazy is we only need 3 stone furnaces. like, it's insane how much this cuts down on the stone furnace part of the setup. Alright, so this is 43 tall, so let's make this one about the same. I want to go 100. I guess I start here. 100 by 43. That's going to be my designated size. Oop, that's not 100. That's 99. Oops. My designated size for my builds. So then copper fits here. And then what I'll probably do is I will have a highway of 15 blocks in between copper and the next thing. And that's just so that I can have a place to drive, a place to have some belts, you know, because I want to be able to fill all of this. So if I want to transition resources east to west, I can do that down here, or I can go up to there, you know, above copper. So we'll do like 3 chunks where I won't ever move anything left and right in between these. That's my idea anyway. And then we'll delete this stuff. And then we'll go ahead and just undo this for now. And then we'll try to fit this in nice and small, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we need 9 screeners. Honestly, can I just go in a hecka straight line here? I think I can. I think we can. Let me delete all this. Can we fit 9 in a row here? That would be kind of crazy if we could. Move that out of the way. 2, 3, 6. No, we're so close. All right, that's fine. I'll just do two layers here with room for 2 belts plus inserters. Now, what I'll probably do is delete this, and I'll put a line that just represents the top of the space, rather than having the whole grid, because that just looks a little less ugly. Okay, so moving on. Let's say we take copper past these buildings, and then we output only 9 items, so that does mean we need a belt with 2 sides. Why don't I do that balanced? Yeah, I think that's balanced. Input rate. I did something very wrong. Oh, I'm just a straight dummy. Whoops. I need to get rid of those and move this. This is the first part. Alright. What are... Oh, I'm like, what are these guys doing? We have a full inventory. There we go. Okay, so copper... Let's see if we can do this. I really, really, really am excited for long inserters. But I'm thinking... Is this odd or even? It's odd, so that should be 6. Perfect. Okay. So copper in at a rate of 1.667. So 2 per machine. And then we have a belt that will only need, well, we'll also need 2 out per machine. Okay. 2 in, 2 out. And we'll just have something like this. And then that guy, and then this guy. So that's balanced. 2 out per machine, 2 in per machine. Power, wow, we have no place to put power. That's interesting. I guess we'll make more efficient use of undergrounds anyway. Power. I wonder if I can do this. Yeah, there we go. And that should line up between the buildings. We can just copy this, and that gets everything going. Okay. And then we will have to just route the raw coal for fueling the furnaces up here. Alright. This goes up. Wait, does stone get kicked out to the left? Interesting. I'll have to spit stone out to the right and merge it with that line. Alright, copy this. Copy it again, but cut it short, and delete that one, and therefore delete these, and these, and this. Alright. That should do it. Copper. By the way, can we just appreciate that these builds actually look clean? For once in Krydax's life. Wait a second. We need to start here. It feels good to use tape line and not have anything crash on me. I'm just gonna be perfectly blunt about that. And wait, we have 43. So that means this, well, I need to be above this line, basically. Okay. All right, power, where's our nearest power pole situation? You know, I need to put on the list chromium plus med power poles. Put that at the bottom, but I'm very excited about power pole action. Place a lamp here. Beautiful. All right, hook up the copper. And then I'll delete those belts. Oh, that was an achievement. Copper grade 2. I'll take it. Alright, and then now what do we need to do? We filter over to the left the grade 1 copper. Copper G1. And that gets draw crushed. 2, 3, 4, 5. And now these each have 1 in and 2 out. Okay. So let's see. There's 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. Kind of the same idea. 1 in, 2 out, 2 out, 1 in. Power, power. Connect that belt. Maybe I can space the power out slightly more. That should work. This belt now has grade 2 copper on it. Uh-oh. Why is Shift Q... this must be cursor enhancements. Nope, what am I looking at? Controls, Shift plus Q. Recall last item. Now that's interesting. Huh. Recall last item. Do I want that to be a button? It's kind of useful. Well, let's remember that that exists. But yeah, Shift Q is what I use for change drop offset, so that's why it was messing me up. Maybe I should have it like this, where each one does half, because when it makes the... No, it won't take turns properly. Often I'll only do the same building goes onto both sides if it makes at least 2 of something per product, because then the inserters tend to, you know, both swing at the same time, so it gets on both sides of the belt. If you do it like this, it might always be putting the grade 2 on the same side of the belt with the way the inserters work. So it's better to have different buildings placing. I will do the last one half and half, but yeah, it's better to do one building on far, one building on close. Now, there's an interesting property here where it could jam up, I think. Are we gonna get back to this argument? No. It would never jam up because we're always consuming the grade 2 to make copper. So it's possible that it sort of jams up, but it would only sort of jam up because we're not consuming the grade 2 for a minute. And then now all of a sudden these guys can't output their grade 2 because we have too much grade 2 backed up from this processing. So then what would happen, and let's just say somehow that kept happening and now the grade 1 gets blocked up to here and these can't output because there's too much grade 1 on the belt and grade 1 has nowhere to go. But then if we started consuming the grade 2, now these can output their grade 2, then they start consuming grade 1, then it starts running again. But that can create a, it's like a long-term hysteresis. I don't know what you call that. Hysteresis is when, like, you have an accumulator set to allow a power switch through if you get low on power. So as soon as it gets low on power, it allows a lot of power through, which immediately means you're not low on power, which closes the switch, which then means now you don't have enough power, you're low on power, and it basically alternates every tick back and forth. That's hysteresis. This is like a long-term hysteresis where, like, it could block up for a minute and then eventually things would work themselves out and then it could block up for a minute. I like things to be more consistent, so that doesn't happen. So the way that we can ensure that is by prioritizing the grade 2 from these buildings, which means we always will be consuming grade 1 and these will always kind of be running at full tilt. Otherwise you could get into a weird scenario where like if this grade 2 is prioritized and we're slowly consuming it, the exact scenario I mentioned earlier would happen. We'd slowly be consuming grade 2. These would just be backing up more and more and more. So the grade 2 would back up, these would stop being able to run, and then the grade 1 would back all the way up to here. And then the grade 1 would be stuck here, and now this belt can't flow anymore. So then this supply is now dried up. then it would slowly move forward until boom, now the grade 2 can come out. And then now we have this world where now we're just consuming the grade 1 for a long time. And then these still aren't running until the grade 1's finally free, and then they run a little bit. And it creates these waves, and I don't like to see waves in my production graphs. It basically, I'm gonna call it a roller coaster. It basically makes a roller coaster on the graph. Like whatever this teal thing is, stone, it creates that, rather than an even amount over time. So anyway, all that to say, it wouldn't actually block production, and if you're using the full amount, it wouldn't matter either way, but I'd prefer if we don't have that. So sorry if that was a long-winded explanation for you. Anyway, what I'm trying to figure out now is, can we just splitter prioritize, or do we have too many objects? So basically I only have 6 on this belt now from these guys, and then I'd be adding 4.5 plus 6 is only 10.5. So I should just be able to splitter input priority left. I think that's it. I think that's literally all we need. Like this. And then splitter input priority left. And then splitter input priority left. And now we have stone on the same belt. We still don't need to worry about that. We can split off the stone here at the end. Right here, split off the stone. And that will go out here. This will go meet with the coal. Do we have too much? We will have exactly 7.5. Perfect. So it can be on one side of the belt. Now I have to ask myself, is that going to be problematic that it's on both lanes? Because that'll end up it'll use the copper 2 from the left side first, which is the top side of this belt. No, we should be okay. That's still going to prioritize consuming grade 1 first. I think we're okay on all this. So let's bring the coal over. And then grab all this, pick up the copper ore, get rid of my coal, get rid of my grade 2, get rid of the stone. And then the stone goes over here. Easy enough. Feeling good about this. All right. And not that it matters, but this results in less ash production, because we only need 3 furnaces running, which is kind of hilarious. Oh, I just realized a problem. We need to feed per furnace 2.6 per second. I'm actually gonna need real inserters. Probably 2 of them. Oh no, that's only 2.4 a second. Oh geez. I'm gonna need loaders for this. Okay, change of plans. We're gonna move this back up a smidge, because I don't need all this space anyway. And we're just gonna have more furnaces. They're not gonna run constantly, because of the, you know, the inserters aren't fast enough. But that should get things flowing just fine. Okay, so now they're combined. Well, I guess I just need to look at the combined rate of these. I have 9 inserters trying to move 7 points, so that's still not enough. Technically, I could do just some of the buildings with 2 inserters, because I probably only need a total of about 11 to account for the raw coal. Maybe 12, but I have 18. So it's a little bit overdone, but that's fine. And now let's see if we can get rid of all of our extra goodies here. So we'll do that for a minute. Get rid of all our raw coal, or copper. Boom, all gone. I still have too much raw coal. I can get rid of some of it. Hey, we don't need a dump chest for a minute. Alright. Coolio. I think we did all this correctly. Why is it... It shouldn't be backing up. Why are we seeing stops on the belt? It shouldn't be. Are there brakes in this 7.5? No. There are no brakes in this 7.5. So that means there shouldn't be any backing up on this belt, right? Oh, it's because we're getting through the backlog of grade 1, I think. We should eventually work through the backlog of grade 1. Here, I can actually speed up. Well, I can't really speed up that process, can I? Because now this will just create the same amount of backlog. Because we have half of an extra jaw crusher. So we're getting slightly more stone and copper grade 2 because of the built up grade 1. I think. So let's give it a second. It shouldn't take that long. Well, it might take a little while, because I'm only catching up by 0.3 grade 1 a second, which is 20 a minute. No, it should be done catching up here in about a minute or less. Basically, this needs to be empty, and it needs to be grabbing them as they show up. If all is going well. And I'll just make sure it's running properly so that we didn't miss anything. And then copper should be a lot higher than it was before. So historically, for a couple hours here, we were at 142 a minute, and we are now at 205 a minute. Beautiful. Best part is we can easily double this, like without any work. I can just copy it, bring in another belt of ore, and we're done. So that's also very nice. Okay, why is this not catching up? This feels problematic. I have exactly 9 screeners, so they can only produce 3 a second. These can handle 3.33, but we should be catching up here. What is going on? This doesn't feel like it's catching up. Wait, that one wasn't running for a moment. Oh. Interesting. These aren't running full time, because there's a gap. But why am I still feeling like something's wrong here? This one's not putting on both sides of the belt. That's half the problem. But if this one isn't running constantly... then that's a problem too. Yeah, something's off here. But that should be resulting in this right here not being a full 7.5 a second, right? Am I taking crazy pills? I'm watching closely right now where the mouse cursor is. There should be a gap in that copper grade 2. If my screeners really weren't... I think this is still playing catch up. That's what I think is happening. Because if these screeners are running full time, like it will result that when this thing achieves balance, we should have exactly half a belt with no breaks in it. But it also means that all of these screeners have to be running full time. Because as soon as they stop running full time, then there will be breaks in that ore. So these should be running full time once everything's caught up. And this one might back up until it reaches to here just because of the way that the inserters aren't always able to grab stuff. But then as the grade 1, eventually it'll back up to a point where they'll be able to grab fast enough that we'll get the 4.5 out. So I really think we're okay. I want to just leave it alone. I know some of you are like, oh my god, leave it alone already. But no, I want to make sure it's working properly. There are no gaps. Wow. Well, I just created a wave of problems. Why don't I do this? I'm going to help things along. So we'll empty out the belt, and now we'll see if it catches up to being a full belt. I guess the thing that I might need to be worried about is the output inserters here. Could be getting blocked up as the belt gets fuller and fuller. So this could be a situation where I need to, like, you know, something small like this basically guarantees that the last building always gets its output, and now it's going to merge it, and, you know, so there's a tiny buffer this way, rather than the inserters needing to time their drops to align with the gaps on this belt. So like something like that alone might fix the problem if there was one. But yeah, it looks like we've already achieved full saturation. Oh, there was a gap. Probably due to the fact that these haven't quite caught up yet. Okay, I think we're fine. I'm moving on. Copper processing is done. Let's go automate titanium. Titanium requires acetylene and electricity. I might erase this iron patch, to be honest. Let's see, this is my 43 by 100. Don't ask why it's 43. That's just what we ended up with. Alright, so there's my patch for titanium processing. I also still have tin. I have zinc. Oh, there's so many metals. I want to put them on trains. Oh, man. I'm feeling like I'm starting to get restricted on this highway. Maybe I'll have a highway of 40 tiles between all of it, and then I'll start doing secondary sections over here of 43. Oh, by 100. Whoops. We'll need more radar over there, but maybe I'll do something like this, and then we'll just have all the metals and stuff in here. Ores on the outside, so they all flow in and down. And then we can have some amount of a bus here, at least a metals bus. I don't know. I'm feeling a little lost in the sauce right now. I don't really know what I'm doing. Maybe I put off. Let's move them all. Let's do that. I put off. I don't need titanium anyway. At this very moment. Figuring out metals, I guess, is kind of what we're doing. I also need to frickin' get chromium and medium power poles. That would be so nice. I need to lay stone brick into those new sections of the base. Now that I have a stone supply, I can increase these again. It will produce more ash, I guess, but I'm okay with that. Okay. That's fine. So we need more... Well, no, I'm moving them all. Moving them all. What an interesting concept. I'm gonna start with a 1-to-1 copy, and then we're gonna go from there. Because I think I can do better than this, but... And I need more small parts. We'll at least start like this. And where do I put it? Maybe down here? This feels really far away from everything to be the new central hub for stuff. But I don't know. I feel good about it despite everything. Oh, that's a lot of rocks. I need some dump chests already. I can feel it. Oh yeah. Why do they sometimes not pick up all the stuff? It's really weird. Make sure there's nothing here anymore. I didn't realize this. I did have my acetylene patch here. Whoops. Alright, so that's done. I need to craft a bunch more assemblers. Alright, how can I make this better? I think a lot of ways, to be perfectly blunt. Should I just start from scratch? Well, I know I need more inserters. Let me go grab those. I know I need more power poles. Let me make those. I'm probably going to need a couple regular inserters. I'm also basically out of splitters. I need more iron. Let's get more of everything here. Also, something's broken. I have no coke. What's going on with that? I've run out of pitch because I've run out of tar. I've run out of tar because I'm blocked up on syngas. That doesn't make sense. Oh, because I'm an idiot, that's why. I have a sinkhole instead of a gas vent. Looks like nobody spotted this one. There we go. That'll do it. There we go. Okay. Well, that problem's fixed. Cool. By the way, I'm strongly considering uninstalling Yarm. I just don't use it, and I think in pYanodon's the patches are big enough that I just don't think it's that important to track. Yarm feels really useful for like older Factorio when ore patches running out was more of a consistent reality. I'm basically never gonna run out of ore patches. If anything, the only problem is that I'm gonna only cover part of a patch with miners, and then that patch will get mined out. But Yarm isn't gonna tell me that. It'll be my production graphs that will tell me that. So I'm not really certain that Yarm is doing much good for me. So I have a decent chance to just straight up uninstall it, I think, at this point. Because I'm not really using it, and I don't really anticipate it being a huge thing. Belts, inserters. I need to get rid of all this raw coal. Moss, sap, extra ash, extra logs, extra stone. Alright, that's looking a little better. Okay. So that should be fixing. There we go. There's the amount of coke we expected to see. Large amounts. And then why don't we stone brickify some things right now as well? And maybe keep researching? Water animals. Render fish. Wait, I haven't even unlocked the ability to produce fish. Also, assembly 2. Oh, now there's... Look at that. We can make burner Mark IIs, which work twice as fast after just a few more researches. And even though they're after vitrolloy and intermetallics, we don't need any of those fancy pieces to make them. We can already craft these. That's handy. Okay. Well, my mall might use one of those for like small parts or copper wire or something. Anyway, why am I running back over here? Was it for a good reason? It was. I'm getting stone brick. That's what it's for. Alright, well that's all the stone brick we have, so there you go. 11,881 stone brick. By the way, I think this is the cursor enhancements mod that puts the total number over your character, if you were curious. We're going to try to lay some brick here. Ah, didn't mean to do that. Wow. No! Nice! Haha, crap. I was not paying attention. No! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the top. LOL. I'm glad I didn't cover it enough to lose what name it was. Let's see. That's a V. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I really need to pay closer attention when I'm bricking the world. Paving the world, as it were. Eventually we'll be able to... speaking of. Eventually we'll be able to use a different type of brick, and then we can not have a lost speed bonus, but... And the day is coming not that far from now when we will be able to pave the world in a different kind of brick. And what that's going to do is that's going to create a big project, because I've laid probably over 100,000 stone brick. And we're going to need over 100,000 of a new type of tile. So that's going to be fun. Anyway, how do I want to do this? I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. So let's design a new thing. It's gonna make small parts. It's gonna make belts. I don't need underground pipes. Let's kind of figure out what it is we want it to make. And I might start a sushi mall with it. I don't know. Oh, this is so tricky. Because we do need belts. We do need undergrounds. I'd like splitters, but I need circuits for that is the problem. But let's at least put them on the list. I haven't really had a problem handcrafting a decent number of splitters. So I'm not super worried about that. I need some iron. Just run up here and grab it. By the way, copper not backing up feels scary to me. Why is it not backing up? Where's all my copper going? Apparently it's all going into circuits. But that's probably because stuff that needed copper was starved for copper. Because again, we looked at the circuits build and it's only taking 1 copper per second. And now I'm producing 3. Plus a smidge from this direction. Oh, never mind. That smidge is backed up. Anyway, back to the mall. So I could put iron, copper, small parts, all on a loop. That would end up being really slow. I think what I want is iron, copper on 1 belt, and then we'll feed other things into each other. So let's start with the small parts part of the build. So small parts, I don't know where they are, by pH. 1 assembler is more than fast enough. Damn you bots, stop repairing it. Get out of here. And get that out of here. Alright. Remove evidence. Remove the evidence. Alright, so copper cable, bolts, and gear wheels. So as far as rates, one thing making bolts is 10 a second. That's still super fast. One thing making sticks is less fast. So I might need 2. I don't need like the full ratio, but I'm at least gonna get slightly closer. I'm gonna do 2 doing sticks, probably 2 doing wire or cable. Oh, I need more assemblers. All right, and those do 4 apiece, so yeah, 8 is a little closer to what I need. And then gear wheels, I need how many? Probably 2. But again, that would be 8 input iron a second. So maybe that's a little crazy. I feel like I want to be able to do about a third of this. About 3 per second. So that'd be 5 bolts, just 5 sticks. So yeah, I do need 2 of those. A third of 15 is more than 4, so I do need 2 of those, but gears I don't need 2 of. Okay, so this is correct. So then iron, copper, and iron give us the ingredients we need, and we don't need iron and copper to this one. So then now we're probably going to need a mixture of loaders and yellow inserters and stuff. These are trying to move 4 items a second. I really wish we had long inserters. That's only 2.3. I could use loaders, but if I'm going to use loaders, I might as well just use multiple yellow inserters, because I mean, one loader is 8 inserters. So loading in and then out is equivalent to using 16 yellow inserters. I think that's not very efficient. So what I could do to get all the output is just this. And then maybe a single loader in. Because I would need 4 inserters, so I feel like a loader's okay there. I also need wood to fuel all of these, but I'm gonna ignore that for the moment. So there's that. There's bolts being made at an alarming rate. Feel like I need that. Let's think about the wood belt before we get too deep into things here. Wood. Okay. Get this guy going. And then for the copper, I think we could do that here. The rates are the same, right? It's 4 a second for copper wire. If I can find it. Yes. In fact, it's exactly the same. 4 in, 8 out. So we need this same idea. But loading in like this. And then finally we have the gears. We only need 1, but I do need multiple input inserters for that one. And in fact, for all of these, the input's 2 a second, which does need... Yeah, see, I ignored that here. We're gonna have to do something different with the wood belt. The wood belt maybe can be here. Yeah, that's safer. And then I have plenty of space to feed in 2 per second on those, and 2 per second on these. I probably don't need this many small parts. If I just let them buffer, I could do what I did before, but this feels cleaner. Alright, and then we gotta power those up. Gotta power up these inserters, which I just realized we have no method of doing. I need to do this. Ah, what is happening? That's so ugly. Wait, what? Was I just being a dummy a second ago? I think I was. Anyway, so the wood belt. This can be the wood belt. Output belts, input, loaders. Those are powered up. Output of 2 a second needs another yellow inserter. I want to say that's all good. Okay. So that's all good. So that takes care of this chunk. I'm basically just undoing the old mall as we kind of redo it. I probably need to end the episode soon. This is getting to be, I don't know where radar coverage already is. Okay, I already have a radar. Oh, is it counting this radar? I think it is. Okay, we already have radar coverage out here. Anyway, yeah, this episode's getting to be long in the tooth. I don't know if we're gonna finish this, but I can keep thinking here for a little bit. So air core inductors are also simple. Very simple thing made from iron and copper. Also the output of these. Not handling the output, am I? I said like up to 3 a second, so let's put onto that side of the belt. And there we go, that's small parts. So then that'll come down, and that'll be over here next to the iron and copper. So then, thing number 2. Yeah, okay, I'm liking this. So up here is gonna be like our results. So there'll be small parts, and we'll let them buffer a large amount. This will be ACIs, air core inductors. I do expect we're gonna need full speed inserters here. Now, we've talked about using the better recipe. It cuts the copper cost in half, but I need coke and a bigger build. At least for now, I'm gonna say that's not worth it. I may change that tune if we start spending insane amounts of air core inductors. Or if I'm just really, really low on copper. But this should work okay. Yeah, it just needs way more copper than anything else. So I guess we have the best chance of success if I have 2 inserters there. 1, 2 in. Or we'll go with mechanicals. I think that's cheaper. And then those don't need to go on a belt yet. So there's small parts, air core inductors. And then we keep going. We'll work on belts. Maybe I'll bring in circuits at some point, so I'll at least put this here. But belts, pretty easy. Small parts belt squiggles up, feeds that. I think we need, well, I think that's fine, honestly. Let me feed that. So there's the belts box. And the underground belts box. We'll have plenty for buffering purposes. We ignore splitter for now. Then we want inserter. Oh, frickin'. I just realized we're not feeding wood into any of these. Forgot about the wood belt. This is the wood belt. Okay, there's the wood belt. This can be the wood belt. Oh man. It was looking so nice. And then you need wood and everything falls apart. Okay, yeah, how about we do this? Here's the wood belt. There, and then this one needs wood. There's that. Okay, this is still the wood belt. Let me move this over a tile. And the wood belt for that. And then we decided that's going to be for splitters. This is going to be for inserters. Bring this up and over. There's the wood belt. That's grabbing small parts and whatever whatchamacallits. There's inserters. All right. We also need steam engines and pipes, iron chests, and maybe engines, which would require aluminum. Okay. So then carrying on, we've got iron pipes. And then steam engines. Pipe, small parts, iron plates. Okay. So again, we've got this situation. One of these guys, one of these guys. There's steam engines. Okay, and then finally, I think we're coming to a close here. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. Got it, got it, got it. I honestly don't think I need chests. I've already got so many, and it really... I don't need to build chests constantly anymore now that we have deposits and stuff. So those are the sorts of things I'll probably automate if I make a more cohesive mall with like sushi controls. But I feel like I need combinators for that. Or at least I want combinators for that. Need is maybe a strong word. I'd love to automate a lot of these buildings. But it's just so much work. I still think it's more efficient to just make them as I go. But once we can automate all of these to like 10 a piece, it'll be so nice. Because there's probably only about a dozen objects I would need to put on a sushi belt. And then once I do that, we can use circuit controlled buildings, or I could even have one assembler for each. That backs up slowly. Maybe that's not that crazy. I mean, let's start making a... I really wish we could have our inventory open while we could type somewhere. The fact that we can't type while we're looking at the inventory is kind of hard. But it's like we'd need... I mean, there's already 6 things. Stone furnaces, cable makes 7, 8. Burner drills, 9. Steel, 10. I could make a lot of things with just 10, maybe 12. I don't remember if we counted pipes yet. Huh. Interesting. I don't know. It's an idea. It's an idea. And then we need to bring over this guy, which just needs iron and small parts. And maybe I'll put this... I want to leave room underneath this. I think I'll put this up here. Or maybe I'll put it right here because small parts are going to be coming from below. Okay. Sweet. Well, we're going to call this an episode. We'll work on hooking all this up and getting all this figured out in the next one. And then, I mean, once my mall is here, I won't have to run over here as often, which feels wrong. I don't know, it's so interesting when you move your mall, it becomes such a central hub of your base that you're going to and fro so often. But if I don't have all this stuff here, I won't need to walk over here very often, which feels messed up. But it's like, I'm not accessing most of these other things very often, so I think I'm correct in believing that. It just feels weird because I'll be walking into the middle of nowhere now to get all my stuff. I don't know, it just feels wrong. But that's kind of part of the fun, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna need to bring wood over. Where is the nearest wood belt, by the way? It's not close. It's over here. I guess I have wood right there. So I'll need to bring wood all the way over and up, along with aluminum, along with... might be it for now. Stone. We're gonna need stone over there. And stone brick. Okay, well, we're gonna call this an episode for now, but as always, thank you guys for watching. I'm enjoying the Zen Garden. I hope you are. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next episode.